So, surface level thoughts, correct?
Yeah, along with one question.
Okay, what's the question?
What is your character hiding?
Well, okay. I'll answer this in a riddling sort of way. Nah, it's not even a riddling sort of way. The forces that she's dealing with, as Adrian so kindly pointed out, while it may not cause explosions, may be just as bad, if not maybe worse for the world than the actual illness is.
Fighting fire with nukes, are we?
More or less, yes. It can't be burned if it doesn't exist.
Okay.
As for surface level thoughts, she's just more intrigued on how everybody got in here, how everybody ended up in here. She seems more amused by everything.
He has no reason to be concerned because she's too powerful.
For those of you watching, either now or later, Gnosis 8 was just rolled, and I think that scared everybody. At least player-wise.
Yes. It's bad for us. Okay. But now it seems that she's aware of the mind probe.
Yes, but she allowed it.
So Alice is just kind of wave a hand at Rick, let her in, I guess. If she can get us out, then I guess we could use her.
Okay, and I'm just gonna start, I'm just gonna stand on the ceiling and just grab down for people's hands and start pulling them up. Alice first.
Okay. So reach up and let herself get pulled up.
Alright, and
Does gravity
Adrian?
kind of change entering this room?
Yes, it does. Thankfully.
Just gonna grab Adrian too, and then I'll help this lady up.
She kind of looks up. Okay, I understand Alice, but isn't the saying ladies first? She looks kind of there's a wry smirk on her face as she looks up at Rick, kind of accusatory.
I'm still not convinced that I even want to go into this damn room, but you know, whatever, if that's where the party is.
I just roll my eyes and grumble at her.
Does Adrian actually go up?
I guess. I mean, I don't really want to, but
Unless you want to go out to the Walmart window.
yeah, I'll check the door she came in, just one more time to see if the problem fixed itself,
You hear a macaw in the distance. Ah!
I haven't been on vacation in a while.
See, I could survive a jump through the Walmart window, but I don't think the rest of you could.
I can't hear you. I apologize.
I could survive a jump through the Walmart window, but I don't think the rest of you could.
Alice could. It would hurt, but she could.
I've been shot in the chest before. I'll be fine.
It's the same thing.
As Adrian, I'm assuming Adrian goes up.
Yeah, I'm gonna shuffle the table over because I imagine it's gonna be a little harder to pull me up than Alice from ground. But
as you're being pulled up, her cell phone goes off. And she does do the, like, one moment, flips her phone open. Yes, how can I help you? Oh, Gibson. How you doing? Oh, yes, I was gonna go ahead and get those medical reports to you, but I've been tied up with something. I'll get to it as soon as possible. Yes, Miss Gibson. No worries, no worries. Take your time. And as stated, I'll get those to you as soon as possible. All right. Have a nice day. Bye. And then she hangs up the phone.
How come your phone works but mine doesn't?
Sir, you're working with Gibson directly?
Yes and no. If it hasn't become clear, they employ me by paying me money, and then I do my own crap under their nose where they don't see it. I thought we had established that, at least in very vague terms.
Just get us out of here, and I'm gonna grab her by the wrist and pull her up.
As she steps out, she begins to move around the room, checking the different sigils. It seems like she is definitely trying to make sure that they are the same. So that's going to be wits composure for her. And she is going to willpower this. Okay.
What are these, like Latin or something? That's like the old language that everybody uses, right?
These aren't languages. These are... I'm gonna say a word and you're not gonna know what it means.
These like a hieroglyphics is like Egyptian language? Or...
You know what? Hieroglyphics is not a bad term. But they aren't hieroglyphics. They are glyphs, though. So it's a fine term. We'll use it. You'll understand it. They are pictures that have meaning. Yes.
I thought it was pronounced glyph. That's out of character. I'm sorry. I shouldn't say these things.
Has Rick entered into the room, or is he still hanging?
I get in the room and experience the whole arrival scene thing.
Getting twisted around.
Yep.
You can see the room down below you. It looks as if you were looking down a hole from the doorway. It's still disconcerting.
It's sideways.
Yeah. All right. So, what is your intent? I need you to be as specific as possible here.
Intent for the next 15 minutes, next day, next lifetime.
I'm assuming you want out of here. Otherwise, you could be trapped in this room for who knows, however long it decides it actually wants you to be here. I can expedite whatever it is you're doing, assuming that it's within my best interests to do so. So I'm trying to understand, do you just want out of this room back to where you came from? Do you want out of this room to whatever place you call your home right now? Do you want me to throw you off the top of the Eiffel Tower? Like, that last one is obviously me being facetious. I don't expect you to actually choose that one.
Adrian's gonna shrug and kind of look to Alice. So just, you know, you brought us here. What are we here for? You never really specified.
That is true. The whole point of Alice coming here was to stop Jasmine Rush from summoning more abyssal creatures. And the whole point of the symbiote was to let more abyssal creatures in. So
So you'll be getting beats in either way.
Look, the way I see it, this trip has been a massive just pain in the ass. Unless there's something else you wanted to do here, I say we just get spit back out in that boiler room we came in through.
And make up an actual plan in your mind. Instead of just kind of bum rushing it in like we did.
Well, every other time it seemed to work fine, so I was encouraged to do it again. Wait, this was your plan. Hold on a second.
I was following your example.
I'm assuming this is broadcast to everybody, so Rick's hearing this as well.
Yeah.
If there's anywhere we want to make a mess, we could ask her to send us there.
At the end of the day, I'm going back to that boiler room sewer because I have left things there that I don't want to leave sitting in the sewer.
Mm.
Ah, right.
So then,
So I'm gonna. I don't care where these two go. Just put me in that boiler room underneath the what's the. What? I just completely forgot what we were underneath. The detention center, corrections facility,
correctional something or other.
Treatment center.
Yeah.
That just put me in the basement back where I came in from. I don't care where these two go.
That seems a little harsh. I figured you were all friends.
Well, it is a little harsh, but I have things I need to do. Just like you have your cryptic goals you don't want to tell me. Okay, no, you have told me, but you don't actually want to elaborate much on.
I could elaborate, but those words would not make sense to you. That's the issue.
Sometimes the intent is all that matters.
I'm attempting my own cure for the illnesses out there. How about that? Is that more clear?
You could have started with that, and I would have been completely fine with working with you. Because that's what I'm trying to do too. It just how happens my cure is a bullet.
And then at this point, she actually does turn specifically to Alice. Speaking of which, how is it in there? She's like, don't play coy. You know exactly what I'm talking about.
In my head, you mean?
Have you linked to where you can actually speak to her through her?
I didn't actually. She was writing that down. She still kind of wants to keep that hidden unless she's directly called out on it.
Okay. The entity inside your head. My little parting gift. My portion of that test. What they did to you is separate from what I did to you. I don't know if I was ever very clear on that with you.
But she writes, I always thought it was only you.
There were times when the entity had full control. And she's saying this aloud, so now there might be some questions about an entity, who knows. But a lot of that was on Harvey Tate's role and stuff like that. Yours was a more refined version of some of the others, from what I understood. I personally, I know basic CPR. I don't know medicines very well, so don't ask me on the details of that. My goal, though, was to see how it would interact with, well, one of the more pure kind.
Alice is a little confused on the pure kind part.
I would say she probably knows you well enough to read your face.
Yeah.
Oh. What's the English word for what they're called? No, is it Ananuki? Is that the word? Well, it doesn't mean too much to you.
Alice shrugs, but she writes for I didn't know what it was for a long time, but only recently it's been able to speak to me anyway.
It's adapting, pulling beings out of the abyss, as it were. Sometimes they don't have much concept of what's going on in this world. It's probably gleaning your thoughts and probably learned your language. Just because it doesn't understand this world when it first comes into it doesn't mean that it's dumb by any stretch. It probably just took a while for it to understand things. And she kind of looks at the other two. I am so sorry. This probably doesn't mean anything to any of you. I know where he wants to go. I'm sorry. Names have not been given. You guys all know my name. But until I get a name from you guys that you wish to share, I'm just going to refer to you by physical features. So, tentacle guy.
Just send us all to the same spot. I don't care.
He's like, I think I can do that. I should be able to do that. Now, Alice, though. I need you to give me a very good reason.
Reason not roll. Okay.
To let you go with them. I'm sorry, I have to bring this up.
Oh, this was Jasmine speaking, not
Yeah, this is Jasmine.
Storyteller. Okay. Okay. She writes, because I don't want to be here.
All things considered equal, do you think I really want to be here either? I have to answer to people like Gibson when I'm here, who's an insufferable, intolerable person at the end of the day. But I have to kiss her rear end because she's what's called my boss. And she does physically do the air quotations.
Do you want us to deal with her?
Yeah, ultimately, I might interject here, just saying you don't have to listen to her. at the end of the day, I don't know what the deal between the two of you are, but you seem pretty impressed with whatever Alice is now, right? Now, that didn't happen here.
Impressed? I wouldn't say that is the correct word. I would need to do further research, which is why I'm hesitant to let her go.
Field research, eh?
Collecting her becomes problematic. I'm sure all of you know what it feels like to be hunted. I'm in a similar boat by a different set of people. I can't necessarily move very freely, so once Alice there is back in the wind, obtaining that field research becomes infinitely more complicated for me.
Alice is she's thinking about her options. She doesn't want to stay with Jasmine, but she's struggling on a way to convince her because she's not confident in winning a fight against her. Because, of course, she's tried in the past. So she's trying to mentally put together her new abilities and trying to pit them up against what she has seen in the past.
Okay, at this point, do you want, and I'm saying this via the telepathic bond, do you want me to just throw her out the window?
You'll hear you couldn't if you tried.
She begins to make herself busy, and she does start speaking. It's not in a language you can understand, though. Okay. So this is definitely a case. Oh god. Go ahead.
I guess I just like lean up against the wall and wait, you know.
Okay. Yep.
Because I don't think my convincing of just follow her really went off very well. So.
Okay, so Poot, I need a reminder.
Uh-huh.
How do you roll spells?
It's
Gnosis, Arcana, minus factors, plus anything like bonus wise.
yeah, if you're just going for just
But this is
something
technically like summoning, isn't it? So that's like a different thing.
yeah, if you're going something super specific, yeah, there's a lot of factors to consider. Otherwise, Arcana and Gnosis for most things
Okay.
should be fine. Just the quick and dirty, you know.
A hole opens up in the center of the room. A hole literally of blackness that begins to ooze outwards. The hole is roughly the size hovers about an inch off the ground and an inch from the ceiling. And is probably about as wide as a person is tall. And then it begins to ooze outwards. Tentacles begin to form. Eyes on the tentacles begin to form.
Ooh, bye.
As something begins to emerge from this opening she has created.
Is this something that Alice has seen before?
Not in such a grand scale.
Okay.
Don't like that.
Yes, certain things need to be done here. And then she says that in a way you can understand it. She says that in just plain old English. And then she begins to converse with this thing in the same language that you weren't able to understand. It doesn't seem to respond back, or if it does, you either don't understand it or can't even hear it. However, I do need resolve plus composure from everybody here.
Solve composure. 1.
Okay, everybody's fine. Nobody has any accidental issues. She finishes whatever seems to be her conversation, and she looks over and goes, "All right. I can get you out. I have leave to do so. However, I'm still waiting for a reason to let Alice go. If I recall correctly, nobody had come up with a solid reason, or something that was feasibly possible."
So then Alice is going to write she's gonna try a threat. I have gotten stronger since I've gotten out. I don't think you can hold me as easily as before.
He's been using his stupid cell phone all over the place. If you're trying to keep Jilson from tracking her down here, you're gonna have a hard time with that eventually. She'll figure it out.
Okay, well, apparently, according to Google Maps, we're in Antarctica, so I don't think she's coming here.
I don't think Jilson is the one to worry about.
I mean, we were using it earlier out in places that weren't in Antarctica.
He kind of smirks as, Alice. She did it again, and much more successfully this time. She actually summoned one. Wow. Amazing. Tell her to do it again. We need more of these openings. We need more of these.
Shut up for a second. I'm busy.
No, absolutely not.
We don't need more of these.
Are you that
Why do we need more of these?
Are you that short-sighted? This is the answer to everything. We open more of these wounds, and we let the abyss seep out. We let it cover the world. We let it soak the world. And then there's no more hardship, no more pain, no more suffering. This is the answer. Why are you...
Oh,
You stay with her.
so you are a nihilist then.
I never said anything about nihilism, now did I? This is the end of suffering. How's that nihilism? This is the ultimate joy.
But there would be no joy because it's nothing, right?
I mean, I'm something, are I not?
Are you? I don't know what you are.
That thing before you is something, is it not?
I don't know.
Just gonna.
Existential crisis going on.
You know, lady, if there are people like hunting you and you can do that, what are you afraid of?
There's others that can do very similar things, if not maybe even beings more powerful than myself. This is a big world that you're in. I don't know if you know how big this world is.
I don't really remember how big that the world is. You know, that's not something that helps me in my day-to-day life.
I'm not referring to a physicality of the world. There are so many things in this world. Monsters are real. I mean,
Yeah, I'm learning that pretty quickly.
by some definition, you're monsters. I don't mean that
You
in...
already figured that out.
I was gonna say, I don't mean that in an insulting way. I mean... She kind of gestures at what she just did. I'm very clearly within the same realm of reasoning as a monster. So I did not mean that as an insult. I apologize if you took it that way. Now, this thing seeps into all the different sigils and they begin to glow. She kind of watches as it does so. The opening is still there and it still leads into blackness, but you can see whatever this thing is oozing out of it into the sigils. As she kind of examines everything, she goes, all right, so the trap, as it were, has been released. Should you exit through that door, and she gestures towards the door, you should come out the door that you came in, so to speak, into whatever door you entered into the trap from. And don't worry, this place is spatially outside of the realms that you understand. So if you were to then immediately go back through that door, you wouldn't... I mean, there's a non-zero chance you would end up, but it would be the same non-zero chance of you being able to walk through that wall according to quantum mechanics. I mean, theoretically it's possible, but you know, if you walk into a wall, you're hitting the wall. At least that's my understanding of quantum mechanics. I may be talking way above my league here.
Yeah, anyways, I suppose we're going then, huh?
Sure.
Oh, you're gonna try? I need a scar resistance roll from Alice.
Scar resistance. Well, it's all the same rank, so I guess it doesn't matter which one I roll. Or does it matter which one I roll?
It does matter here because, wait, hold on. Let me make sure I'm reading this. Blah, 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 blah. Yes, yes, we already did that. Once per chapter when the Deviant makes a scar. Oh. Okay, never mind. I misread it.
Oh, is this a symbiote thing?
Yeah, I misread it.
It doesn't affect scar resist rolls?
It does, but it says whenever you make a scar finesse or scar resistance roll, and you haven't made either. So
Wasn't I just about to make a scar resistance roll?
I was going to have it trying to resist you going through, but that's not how this works.
Oh, I see. Okay. I mean, I can still do something to make that relevant if...
Well, I'm not going to tell you to do anything. You know, if that's something you were going to do anyways, then do whatever.
It was, but someone else is going to have to open that door.
I'll open the door.
It leads directly into the boiler room.
So then, if they go through, then Alice is going to try to translocate to the other side of the door. Just whoop,
Okay.
without actually looking like she's moving.
Okay. So, in that case,
Rick is kind of just ready to like try to stun this lady through with a punch to the face and run. If she does anything.
oh, I was like, okay, you're gonna try to punch her. That's 10 defense.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I was like, okay, like, all right, if you're gonna swing, go right ahead. So, Adrian and Rick, you begin to try to move through the door.
I guess. I mean,
She doesn't move to stop you. Now, Alice, however, as you are attempting to translocate,
Well, she'll start... I should rephrase that. She'll start trying to walk, and if...
she is going to try to stop you.
yes, then she will try and translocate.
All right. This is actually going to be a -5.
-5. All right.
Because this would actually resolve a long-term aspiration if it can force you to stay.
-5. Okay, that's probably going to happen. So, translocate -5. No successes. I'm going to make it a dramatic failure.
What does dramatic failure on a translocation do?
It gives me a medium instability instead of a minor.
Anything else?
Aside from
Not working? Or
not working, make it narratively fun and entertaining. Or painful. Maybe I glitch through a wall or something. I don't know.
No, it's nothing like that. You start to teleport, or translocate, I should say. And then a screeching sound is heard in your head as the symbiote basically pulls the full weight of its psyche against yours. Hard enough that it immediately causes a nosebleed. I will say go ahead and take 2 points of lethal damage.
Okay. No armor gonna help with that.
Yeah, no, no armor.
I know.
And not only do you start to bleed from your nose, a little bit from your eyes, some from your mouth, some from your ears, but it's black.
Ooh, yes, that's what I pictured.
And the pain is probably on par of a broken bone, but inside your head.
Yeah, so she's gonna, hands to the head, scream, black blood pouring, fall to her knees, that kind of stuff.
Okay, so I'm gonna try to slug this lady at this point. I'm just gonna yell, Adrian, grab Alice, and I'm just going to use my improvised weaponry to try and find something.
So you're going to try and hit her with something, or are you just going to punch her right now?
I'm gonna grab some, because like grabbing an improvised piece of weaponry is reflexive, so I can do that and crack her in the face with it in the same round.
You have to make that roll, correct, to find something?
Yep.
Yep.
Let me just look up what that is real quick.
I'm going to increase a scar as well, by the way, because of that medium scar and variation.
There isn't a lot to choose from, honestly. Your best option.
Doorknob?
Yeah, honestly.
If there's anything here that
Yeah, a doorknob. You can rip the doorknob from the door and use it as a weapon.
okay, then I do that, and I'm going to crack her over the face with a so I have exactly 10 to this attack, and it's minus 10, so I'm going to make it an all-out attack and use my last point of willpower.
Okay.
So it'll be a 5. And I am going to try and break the doorknob weapon on her face for an extra 2 points of lethal damage.
All right, give me one moment here, because this is one of those things. I definitely need my attunements up. Okay, here we go. Adds to defense.
Oh yeah, and I also, if I'm aiming for her face, then that's also another negative, isn't it?
Yeah, -2 for head or 3. It's either 2 or 3 for head.
Looking that up.
3 for head, sorry.
Yeah.
3 for head, okay. That's what I thought.
Oh boy, so it's a dice roll of 2. Let's see how this goes. Do a simple roll.
I'm sitting here trying to think before he rolls if I want her to try to dodge this. So don't roll. Let me just give one more thought here because I don't want to be cheesy and then say, "Oh, I want to dodge after you roll." I don't want to do that to you.
Right.
I do want to make that a dodge.
All right, so just use my full
Yeah.
pool then.
Yes.
Okay, that's gonna be a lot more dice on my part.
And hers. You can do it. I believe in you.
Okay, 1 second.
So dodge is double the dice.
Double dice, and it's a contested
you
roll.
roll it.
You versus him.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was like, I was like, I'm gonna say it just so he doesn't roll, because I was just like, I'm deciding.
There we go.
5 successes.
Dang.
No.
As you try to strike her, she whips around and she's just not there anymore. Your swing goes wide and the door handle that was in your hand touches the gigantic opening that was behind her. and just no longer exists. You no longer feel the weight of the door handle in your hand. You're fine, but the doorknob just does not exist.
Okay, that's not good.
She kind of... She clears her throat as she now has the phone to her ear and is speaking on it. You vaguely remember hearing her phone go off, and she very clearly turned to answer the phone when you swung, which is what caused you to miss. Yes,
Damned luck mages.
I had to think of some way to make this, like, fate related, so, yeah. Oh, yes, Mr. Hamill. Yes, I'm aware Gilson needs those reports. However, how am I supposed to be able to work if I'm getting calls every 5 minutes about the same thing that I just received a call about 5 minutes ago? You can see how this is not conducive to workflow. Yeah, I'm sorry, sir. Yes, I realize you're not only my boss, but you're Gilson's boss. I understand that. I should not speak like that to you. I apologize, but seriously, this is really hurting my morale here, that I'm getting these calls every 5 minutes about getting, honestly, what are very minutiae reports. They're not really worth much. Can I please just be allowed to do my work in peace? I promise you will have them within the next hour. Thank you, sir. I'm sorry for speaking that way. All right. Yes, I'll let Gilson know. I understand this is going to be on my performance review later this month. Yes, sir. Have a nice day, sir. Click. She kind of turns around. Sorry about that. I swear, these guys just hound you like a dog.
Theoretically, while she was turned around talking, could I just pick Alice up and move her out the door?
Perfectly fine. Yeah, no, I have no problem with that at all.
Yeah.
She does turn. She does turn around and see that. Oh, you're Rick. They're closing the door.
I assume he
Jumping
went too,
out with
right?
them.
Oh, okay.
And as soon as I'm through, I'm gonna close it and open it again.
You see,
She said that it would not open back up to that room.
Yeah, you do see the same hallway. However, that hallway makes sense being there. So it's not one of those like, oh no, this is all repeating. It does make sense that that hallway connects to the boiler room.
Okay. Can you walk yet?
Let's see. Can I walk yet?
I set her down. Does she fall over?
Probably.
All right. Fine.
would-
You're getting correct.
Would this kind of damage be healed with rapid healing, or is this going to be a little bit longer?
This is going to be a little bit longer because it's technically ongoing damage. Until this thing gets what it wants, it knows about your healing, essentially.
So it's back and forth then.
Yes.
Great.
So the pain is going to be there for a while.
Well, she's gonna try and stand, but you would notice that the black marks that were previously on her neck have traveled much further up to the side of her head, and they look darker and deeper, almost three-dimensional. Just throwing that out for conspicuous appearance. Going up.
Walk. Yes. No.
She's gonna
We're
try
done
and
here. We're leaving.
She'll take a step. As long as she doesn't fall, she'll continue taking steps.
And by leaving, heading back down into the sewers and getting out?
Yeah, I think so. This is... Or at least leaving the boiler room, going back down there, because... I don't know what else we're gonna do here, but I don't think Alice is looking to do it.
Not currently, no. She's
She's the reason we're here, so...
Yeah, that's fine. We can leave. We can leave.
How's your bug friend doing?
We're gonna find out, aren't we?
As soon as you get down in the sewers, it does come out pretty much immediately. It seems to be moving okay on its own. It's still a little gimpy looking, but it does seem to have recovered mostly.
Alright, that's a lot of weight off my shoulders all of a sudden. So now the question remains is, what now? Because I don't know what you intended to get out of that, but I don't think bleeding out of your face was the intended goal.
Shakes her head. I was hoping... Well, I'll be honest, I don't know what I was hoping for. Some answers? I got some, I guess. Do they help? I don't know.
Maybe just somewhere to sleep for now would be better. Been on our feet all damn day.
There is one question that has also been tangentially answered. You would assume if she's receiving work calls during the day that she was at her offices. It would make sense that the other two were at their offices, which makes sense that they probably all work within this building. Wouldn't make sense for individual people to have offices in different locations.
No work from home stuff here.
It's a pandemic.
You still gotta go into the office. You're essential.
Yeah, we're gonna want to stay around here, but I don't think we're gonna want to stay in the boiler room because she knows where we are.
That is very true as well. So with that, you retreat into the sewers and find a place to rest? Because Adrian is very true. You guys have done nothing but move.
And get shot at and, kill people.
It's been a rough day.
It's been a bit of a long morning.
We can, if you don't want to stay in the sewer, we can maybe find a nearby exit into an alley or something.
We know which building we want to burn down now.
You have just finished listening to this week's episode of Deviant the Renegades, Children of the Plague, part of the Domain Gaming's Contagion Anthology, written and told by Wyverian. A special thanks to you, the listener, and if you wish to continue supporting us, subscribe, like, and share. As always, comments are welcome. Until the next chapter, don't stop asking yourself, is there forgiveness for the murder that birthed you?